Chris, first stage of Amgen Tour of California. You've been talking about how a lot of it is going to come down to the end on Mount Baldy, but today with Santa Rosa, what are some of the dangers you need to look out for?
Certainly every stage. It's going to be the hardest Tour of California we've ever done in terms of just the amount of climbing, the long distance of the races. 150 miles today, 120 tomorrow, 120 next, 130 after that. All the stages have some hard climbs and it's going to split up. So you got to be really careful when we're in the smaller groups of 30 and the front groups and everyone starts attacking from there. But I really see with Sagan here is a big help for the Radio Shack guys because those guys are going to want to bring it back down to a sprint, keep everything controlled. Sagan can get over the climbs and those guys can control everything. So hopefully that's how it goes. Damage control all the days, damage control in the time trial and get to Baldy and let's win the Tour of California.
With the Santa Rosa stage, there's a great chance it's going to be a field sprint. Do you guys have a sprinter, or is everything just focused on you and the GC?
There's no sprinter here. We're just here for GC. That's it. So you're not going to see much of us other than just riding the front, and we're not going to see much until we get to Baldy. Maybe there's some tactic stuff on Big Bear or something like that happening where we got some guys we can play for that. But in general, we don't have a sprinter, so we're not here to do lead outs.
Stay out of trouble.
Stay out of trouble. That's it.
Thanks. Good luck.
Thanks.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Chris. I'm here with Ken Hansen from the Optum Kelly Benefits team, and you've been on a roll this year. 6 wins, Uruguay, Korea. Today, Tour of California. What does this opportunity mean for you?
It's everything, you know. Everything up until this point has all been kind of preparation for Tour of California, and you know, so far I've been really successful at the UCI stage races with some victories in the sprint. So, you know, hoping today that it's a bunch sprint, and the plan is, if it is, my guys are going to do the best to deliver me in a spot to win.
You've ridden this course before. You kind of know it. The final climbs, are you able to be there for the end?
Yeah, you know, I'm hoping so. You know, they're definitely really hard climbs. Certainly Coleman Valley. I mean, we've done that climb multiple times for the race, and it's hard and traditionally it breaks into groups. But I think it's a long enough distance from the top of the climb to the finish that if it does get really aggressive, I think it could come back together for a big group. So that's a hope.
Can you tell me a little bit about your strategy coming in? If it is a group sprint, how much effort there is in getting into position to be on the right sprinter, or to just doing your own thing and trying to have your team do it for yourself?
Oh, well, I mean, it takes a lot. You know, we've got a lot of you know, good, strong guys, a lot of horsepower here, some time trials like Tom Zerbal, Scott Swazanski, and then we've got 2 really fast guys, you know, Mike Friedman and Alex Candelario, and so those are the last 4 guys to help me out really in the last, you know, inside of 2 kilometers when it's really the most important time for positioning. And you know, the plan is, you know, we want to be able to do a lead out if possible, but if there's another team that looks like is gonna do a really fast lead out, the plan is just to try to get me onto their sprinter's wheel, so which is easier said than done.
No, exactly. Then you'll be able to just test your speed against theirs.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Complimentary. The last kilometer, how was it for you?
Last kilometers? No. Last 3 kilometers was very dangerous because it was one crash, and after here in the rail, no, last kilometers, and there Tom Bonnen have flat tire, and another one moment very dangerous because the group was the confusion, and after I thank you my team because he did very good work for me, and after it's very easy for win.
Easy, it's a great win. Fantastic legs, thank you.
Oh,
Perfect,
thanks.
Peter, thank you.
Thank you.
No, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you're not coming in dropped.
Yeah.
Ted, I know you're not coming in behind the group. Obviously, you got a big bandage on your knee. We saw the crash on television. Tell me a little bit what happened. It looked like somebody might have bumped into you first.
Yeah, Peter got a flat with 5-6K to go.
Yeah.
So Vanotti and I dropped back into the caravan and started bringing him back up. Reached the peloton, and then I'm bringing him to the front. We get to the front. Beats me what happened. Next thing I knew, there was a rider coming in at me at 45-degree angle at 55K an hour. So found myself sliding on my back at that speed, and that was no fun, but I got some ice on it, and Peter got the win, so yeah. That's
a huge win for you guys. looking at, I mean, your knee's kind of wrapped up, assessing, I know I'm very quick to assess the injuries, but, any major problem you have right now?
Besides that I can't bend my knee, no, I mean, I got it iced up. I don't know, wrap it up. It doesn't, certainly had worse. So, yeah, I mean, defend the jersey tomorrow, and that's some good motivation.
How frustrating is it to start off Amgen Tour of California like this?
Yeah,
You
I
probably
mean,
have some good words for
exactly.
whoever ran into you.
I'll take some choice words for him later.
All right. Good luck. Thank you. Thanks for
Frankie.
stopping. Thanks.
Welcome to Race Radio from Stage 1 of the Tour of California. We're here in Santa Rosa. It's the heart of wine country here in the Napa and Sonoma Valley. And Frankie, we're looking at Stage 1 here. And today was kind of an interesting day. Had a long breakaway, an interesting chase by not necessarily the teams that you would have expected to chase given how it came down to a sprint.
The sprinters were scared about that last climb, and they weren't sure how it was going to go. And so, I mean, yeah, that break took up to like 8.5 minutes, which was a little bit scary for a while because at one point I remember seeing it was like 50 kilometers to go. They still had 8 minutes. Thank goodness that the tour tracker information was off and actually the time gap was a lot less. But I saw, like as you mentioned, Garmin Barracuda on the front on Empire grade, split up the group into a bunch of different groups. And that's exactly what Horner talked about watching out for, is the group splitting up. Those are the dangerous spots. And unexpected, expected a large group to come into the finish, but there were groups all over the place. And of course, at the finish, there was that crazy crash. It looked like, I don't know, somebody came out of nowhere and just nailed Ted King.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know what was exactly going on there. We have in California we have the box dots, which are the raised dots on the highway, and they're kind of slippery and they're definitely very bumpy. And I think that you could see at certain times on the TV coverage that there'd be literally like lanes down the middle of the peloton where the guys were avoiding those. And so I wonder if that had something to play in it or if it was something else. But it was a very strange crash, and obviously it came at a very bad time. Took out a bunch of guys, and Ted seems to be okay. But then
his teammate won.
Yeah,
so
Sagan was unbelievable in the sprint. He was
what
bike
about,
lengths
What
clear.
about before that when he had the flat tire?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, give him credit enough. You're super strong. You came back through the cars, only like less than 10K to go, whipped past his teammates.
His teammates could barely catch him.
Then they're going 55K an hour. He managed to get to the front of the group. Then he had the guys do the lead out, and he won the sprint. And nobody was even close.
A couple of bike lengths. I mean, like
he made Hausler and Freddie Rodriguez look slow, and both of those guys are quick.
Yeah, they're fast guys for sure. And Jonathan Vaughters from Garmin said that he saw right when Sagan caught up back to the pack, he was going through the cars and he was drinking from his bottle. And Jonathan said that's the moment where he knew it was going to be pretty hard for
Fingers
Hausler.
in the nose, all easy for him. So.
Exactly. So yeah, pretty incredible finish today. That means Liquigas is obviously going to defend the lead tomorrow. It's going to be curious to see whether or not we get the same kind of dynamic going tomorrow. It's a very hilly stage from San Francisco down to Aptos. You have two big climbs. You have the Bonnie Doon Empire grade climb, and then you have another climb after that on Bear Creek, and then a kind of a descent into the finish in Aptos. So I think again the sprinter teams are going to be a little leery of that.
Whoa, there goes, and the wind. This is what you have to watch out for tomorrow because they're all along the coast the entire way. Wind's supposed to be coming out of the west. Crosswinds could be very bad for a lot of the guys. And so again, the danger of the group splitting up, Liquigas for sure. I think they'll ride on the front. Sagan can get over those climbs. I think it'll be a smaller group to get to the finish. Sagan has a good chance to win.
Very good chance.
For everybody else, it's just a matter of limiting damage. But it should be, the crosswind is going to be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, absolutely. As a final note, we're looking at the technical guide that just about blew away just there. The transfer to the start, the teams are staying up here in Santa Rosa tonight. They're transferring to the start tomorrow, and the race Bible says that it takes 1 hour and 10 minutes to get the 55 miles south to the start. But tomorrow is, of course, Monday morning, which means you're going to get the full rush hour to and from Marin in there, which is why we're staying in San Francisco. So it'll be kind of interesting to see if maybe we have a little bit later start than normal because some of the teams are late.
It's happened before.
It has happened before. So anyway, that's Race Radio from Stage 1. Cheers.
I can remember doing TV shit at the tour. You're out in the course and you're doing something, the helicopter. They're like, whoa, do it again. Then the car comes by, do it again. I'm like, we're outside at the tour. Like, you're going to wait for a quiet moment? We'll never get anything.